Yes, welcome back to the generative AI live stream. So, in this video and in this stream, we are going to discuss mainly upon the generative AI. So, just within 1 hour, we will create your generative AI at the end of the session. So, let's dive into the session. So first of all, generative AI means it is a super intelligent human. It has a knowledge and it has a capabilities and it has some of the intelligence, which includes all of these. We will call as generative AI. So particularly in we should call generative AI as a super intelligent human. Then it should have its quality, reliability, sustainability, and standard. So as like that, if you want to call it as a generative AI as a knowledge, then it should contain some of the content like billion of books, billions of webs, and Wikipedias. Like more Wikipedias are there. Particularly if you enter some of the CEOs Wikipedia, it will show CEOs Wikipedia. Like that, it should have a particular knowledge on that content. That is what we have called it as a generative AI, which includes knowledge. Then we are going to discuss about the capabilities. Like if it has analytical thinking, problem solving, creativity like capabilities, then also it includes by the generative AI. So it has a intelligence also, and it is a super intelligent human, and it has a plethora of knowledge, and it has plethora of capabilities, including these all knowledge, super intelligent human capabilities, intelligence. We call it as a generative AI. So which includes these all type of contents that we call it as a generative AI. And next we are going to look at its applications. So first of all, some of the writing tools that are by the AI or generative artificial intelligence. So those applications are tools known as, you can see here, Jasper, Writer, Sonic, Copy.ai. If you just enter whatever the prompt you are required to get an information, it will give you this type, which is required for your analytical, and it will not be perfect, but you have it might be 85% which is required for you, or 80 to 90% which is guarantee related to your information, right? So let's look some of the image generating tools that are created by the AI. Umbo, Crayon, Mid Journey, these are the tools which are created by the generative AI, where you can generate images by entering a particular prompt which is required for you. And next we will learn about the runway ML. Runway ML is a nothing but generating video, which generates videos from the AI. Those some of the applications are Deep Brain AI. This is one of the web browser. You just browse the deepbrain.ai. You will get to know whatever the things we are going to do in the deepbrain.ai. So next, Victory. This is also one of the and video generating AI, which generates video by entering a prompt. Next, we are going to see about the AI speech generation. Means if you enter a prompt, it will generate a voice. That type of some of the applications are Merp.ai, Flicky. These are the still more are there, but I just fluctuated more on these two applications. So next we are going to see about the AI music gen tools. Means a music generation. If you enter a prompt, it will create a music according to it. Those are let's say, take example of Hugging Music Gen AI, which generates a music for particular prompt. If you enter a prompt, it will give you a particular which is according to the prompt which is required for you. That music will be generated by the Hugging Face generative AI music. And next, Mobbird, it is from the it is also a generative music generation tool. And Beatbot is also one of the example for AI music generation tool from the AI. So next, code generation. Nowadays it's becoming most popular. So GitHub Pilot, it is one of the example for generating a code by the AI. And Seek, it is also one of the AI example for generating a code. And Durable, if you just go and enter a GitHub Pilot or Seek.ai or Durable.ai, you will get to know the details about totally in detail about these type of applications. So next, these are the some of the applications that are used to build an application. Means if you want to develop a web, we can use these type of applications like Wix ADI, Framer, Hostinger. These type of application might be used to build. some of the web related applications. Means if you want to create on a website, then use these type of generative AI tools to create your um, website ready in within a less time, we can say that. Next, what are it is important part where you will know some of the important future trending technologies, like nowadays it is becoming popular, no? So then you should think how it is important in the future, right? So in the by the 2032 you can see that it becomes 1.3 trillion market is going to be happen at 2032 absolutely, because it has a power like that and it has a consequences and some of the importance like that. For that purpose it is going to have a dollar 1.3 trillion market by 2032, we can approximately say. This is from the resource which I took from the resources, right? So next we are going to see the economy, then it might raise the economy size of current Indian economy size. Like according to the sources, I got information that 3.75 million economy size is going to be uh, rise in the future when we compare to the current Indian economy. Right. This is what about the some 2 points related to future. What is going to be happen with the generative AI in the future? Right. So next we are going to see about the where we can apply and what are the possible sectors to apply the generative AI to create an impact on the particular applications, right? So first of all we might have in the agriculture field and in the education field also. Nowadays it's almost popular in the agriculture and education sector, as like in the healthcare IoT to scan and to detect a particular disease. Already they are using. You might also assess this advanced technologies according to generative AI in the upcoming eras and years. So it helped in manufacturing by automation and uh, in the automation industries and some of the manufacturing industries. It might go behind the which we think. That is what these are some of the possible sectors. So this is about some of the applications and tools that are related to the generative AI, and this is for the session one. And let's begin with the session two, having some of the time, because have some of the break middle, and we will continue by having 3 to 4 minutes, just 3 to 4 minutes break. Okay, fine. Okay, let's begin the session. So fine. Next we are going to discuss about the LLM. So to have a something to create a generative AI, you require LLM. What is LLM? Where we are using this LLM, right? So you are panic about that, right? Don't worry about that. We will discuss in here. So LLM means large language models. It is particularly used to build an AI or a generative AI tools. Behind this, we are not seeing this all in front, but it is worked behind all the behind the application like backend processes. We can say it as backend processes, which is a better best way to say. Next, we are going to discuss what is large language module, right? To know generative AI or to create your own generative AI, you should know this LLMs. What is Don't worry if you not understood. Don't worry about it. But you have some glance knowledge about these LLMs. Which we will going to discuss more about in the upcoming sessions, right? So just have a glance knowledge. We will going to discuss these are particular LLMs and pre-tuning and everything. We will go in depth in upcoming sessions, right? So let's discuss about LLM. So first of all, LLM means, as you know, large language models, right? So first of all, large, why we call it as a large? So large means number of parameters, which it might be up to billion. In the word itself, it says large language models, right? So number of parameters going to be in the billion, million ways. So nowadays they are that might going 125 billions to 125 billion LLM to use in the number of parameters. So like that in the language, it might be text. We generate text only, no? To generate to create text related generative AI, we use some of the text related languages, which it might be in different languages. We can use LLMs in different languages also. So for, in language we use the text, and after this we see about the module. Uh, it is a very important aspect of the LLM in the module. So what is module and how it is going to be defined means, so model is again classified into three ways: weight, architecture, and parameters. So weight also depend. Model is dependent on the weight also. So weight means not that type of weight. Means weight means we can say that kb mb like that speed is there, no? Something like that we have the weight which is dependent. Model is dependent on the weight. And architecture, you can know. I think you will be able to know this architecture. What is architecture? So next, again, module also dependent on the parameters, as like in the large number of parameters as we discussed in the large particular case. Like that, it is also dependent on the parameters. But in compared to large, it might be some less than the large. We can say it might be lower some of the having a less number of parameters compared to large, right? So again, it is important to know that what are architecture, weight, and parameters. Weight, architecture, parameters are one of the uh, are so importance to have a module, right? So like that, again, architecture is inside the architecture we have three types: RNNS, LSTM. Means RNNS stands for RNS neural networks, and LSTM stands for long and short term modules. And transformers, it is an I highlighted with a green color because nowadays almost all companies which are who are creating an AIs, they are using transformers to create their generative AIs. So long and short term memories are used before 2018 and 2000, I think 2000, before 2008. And these neural network is also used as both for 2018. Nowadays they are using transformers. When transformers came in 2017, in they are published transformers, and it is going to be a massive impact, which is easy to make generative AIs. So let's these LLMs on particular session will be we think we are planning. If possible, we will give a glance knowledge about or a plethora of knowledge related to the LLMs in the upcoming sessions. Don't worry if you don't understand anything. Don't worry about it. Just have a large language models means why it is called as LLM and what are the particular cases like large language module. What it includes. If you know this, then it's okay. You are going to create a generative AI. If you know some of the what you require some knowledge to create, and how you create it is, you know, you should know some of the foundations or the scenes which you have. For that purpose, it's important to know what are the LLMs. Just you have a glance knowledge, these all the glance knowledge. We will further discuss some of the LLMs related topics in the upcoming sessions. If possible, we will give this LLM topic glance in the one end in other session. Just you have a look this some of the important aspects. Next, we are moving to the high level look. So here, uh, I said after 2017, almost all they are using transformer to create a generative AI, right? So how transformer works means if you for example take a chat gpt or a GPT-4 3 or GPT-4. So if you give a prompt, it is act as an input. If you give, it will transform and into the backend processes, and it will give you output. And how transformer works at the backend, we are going to look at deep dive something, just have a glance look. Don't worry if you don't understand, but just to know something about the how you have created the generative AI. I have giving some of the required information which I possible to give you. Let's do deep dive into one. So first of all, transformers again classified into two types: encoders and decoders. What are encoders, what are decoders, we will see in next slides. So first, how it works, transformer works, just input and output, right? We will input the prompt and we will enter into backend processes. Then there will be a backend process which is processed by some of the LLMs and other large language models. Just you given the prompt and backend process will be happen. And next it will, every encoder will decode, means how it is I am going to what is the process will be shown. Just you have a method. If you give input, it will go to the backend process. Next you will get an output like what are the required information by entering your prompt, which is related to your prompt, we can say that. Now how this works, as I said. So how encoders and decoders works inside or behind scene or backend process means, every encode, if you just given a prompt in the chat gpt or wherever, for example chat gpt only. So if you just given a prompt, right, you enter the some of the text which is required for you, what are the information you require, you just enters the prompt, right? So then you are going to it is text is going to encoders, means it will take into the backend process. And next every encoder means it will split up into different words are split up into different parts. And particular word is going to be decode every decoder. If you have a like for example, if you have a particular sentence, a sentence is going to be split up into the different types, and it will decoded by the every decoder. In the transformer we have a set of encoders and a set of decoders. So for that purpose, as I shown in this slide, you can see in the slides, every encoder will decode the every encoder will be decoded in the all the processes. Particular a single, if you have a 10 encoders, then 10 encoders also, for example, if you have 10 encoders and 20 decoder, for example, if every 10 encoders will decode, particular a single encoder will decoded by the 20 decoders, but a decoder will not be encoded by the encoders. What I am saying is, every encoder will be decoded by the 20. If example 20 decoders are there, it will decoded by the 20 decoders also. Then we are going to get an output by the LLMs, right? I think you understood this. And let's go dive into the some of the information about these decoders and encoders. Inside encoder and decoder, again we have some of the backend processes. And I'm saying it might be difficult to understand, but have a look some of the glance knowledge about these encoders, decoders and transformers, and what are LLM is divided. I'll just look and some of the knowledge, because it needs to be known something you are creating means, right? So let's look it into the encoders. Encoders take the input, and it will be make a self attention, means if you just enter a prompt, it will be in the backend processes, it will be taken as a attention, and it will be forwarded to the or feed to the forward neural networks, right? Next it will be again, I said every encoder will meet the decoders. If example 10 encoder will be there, 10 also, every single encoder will meet the 20 decoders, right? So like that, every encoder meet first it will be divided into the self attention and feed forward neural network, then it will be transformed to the decoder. So in decoder, what we are having, that is going to be discussed now. In the decoder, you can see in the slide that encoder decoder attention means here encoder and decoder will going to be combined, right? So encoder and decoder will have attention and it will be forwarded to the neural networks, then it will be given as a output. This is what process happening in the backend in the encoder and decoder. Next we are going to see about pre-trained models. So pre-trained models, what are pre-trained? If you encode decode is done, then we are going to have a set of trained models, or that is called as pre-trained models. So in the pre-trained models, time, cost, resource is more, because um, you want to create some of the pre-trained models. It requires more time and more cost, because whatever you have taken as LLMs, it should be processed and taken as a data, then we are going to get a pre-trained model. For this purpose, we require more time and more cost and more resources, like more data, and some of the more LLMs to process backend processes. Like this, we require to have a pre-trained models. We require more time, resource, and cost as well. For example, you can see GPT-3. First, in the Chat GPT, we have a version of GPT-3, right? So that is also example for pre-trained model. And GPT-4 is also example. Nowadays, what we are using GPT-4. That is also example for the pre-trained model as well. Google Bot, which is created by the LLM, it is an LLM which is created by the Google, and Llama 2, it is an Meta related, which is created by the Meta LLM. It is also an LLM. Means it has some of the large language models which is going to be processed further in the as we see in the transformer, no, like that it is going to be processed the large language models. That type of having more time, cost, and resources models we will call as pre-trained models. Let's look some of the other fine-tuning models. So fine-tuning models means if you have pre-trained model right now, for example, ChatGPT. Take a ChatGPT. So we have a ChatGPT there. So what it will be going to do? It just it is a pre-trained GPT-3, GPT-4, as we discussed in the back slide. It is already trained module. Just we are going to add a specific context. For example, DALI 2, DALI 2 or copy.ai. Already it is pre-trained. Means we have a large language models and everything will be included, but it is specific context is added to that. Means for example, text is generating already. Along with text, we require a music. Means it should be voice recognition. That type of models, what we fine tuning is nowadays become popular, because already everything pre-trained. Just we have to going to have an SS and add a specific context which is required for us, and we are going to fine tune that particular model. Here, what we have, we can have less time, less cost, and less resource, because already created by the pre-trained models, right? This is what fine tuning means. And next we are as here is the time to create your generative AI. So first of all, some of the nuts and bolts which are required for creating your own generative AI. Whatever we discussed until now, it is only some of the fundamentals and knowledge which is required to create a generative AI. Now you are going to create a generative AI. Don't miss to create your generative AI, which might increase the chance of getting leveraged by the companies, right? So add, you can add these type of projects to your CV, and you can get hired easily, right? So I'm glancing the some of what we are discussed right now. We have discussed about the first of all, we have discussed about the applications, what is generative AI and how it is called, and we have discussed writing tools, code generating tools, image processing AI tools, and some of the music generating AI tools and its applications, right? How we are going to use and generate those type of. Now we are going to come while coming to the session 2. We have discussed about the LLMs and pre-trained models and fine tuning. And inside the LLM we have discussed about the transformer. Inside the transformer we have discussed about the encoders and decoders. This is what we have, something knowledge which we can apply here, right? How to apply those knowledge? We have to apply those modules or knowledge by having these type of some of the nuts and bolts called lang chain. Lang chain is a, what is lang chain and Gradio, Hugging Face, and GPT and Google Collaborator. Having these nuts and bolts, we are going to create 100% your generative AI. Let's look what is Google Collab. So Google Colab means it is a free cloud-based platform provided by the Google, which allows users to run and execute Python code through a web browser. I think almost of you all used Google Colab. So just it is a cloud-based platform which is provided by the Google command. That's it. And here what we are going to do, we are execute the Python programs. We can't execute C or C hash or C++ languages here. Only we have a platform for executing Python program, right? So next, it is offers a Jupyter-like environment, Jupyter notebook-like environment. Means in the back some years we have a Jupyter notebook, and now also it is present, which we are going to use for the uh, uh, gen, entering or writing Python code or a Python language, right? Yeah, it is gives same type of environment, but it is cloud based, but that is not cloud based. That's a difference in the Google Colab and the Jupyter notebook. Next, it is widely used in the ML and DS. Means ML means machine learning and communities for the data structure communities for the prototyping experimentation. So it is used in the machine learning and data structure communities for prototyping, or if you want to, anything to be deployed, then we have to do a prototype, right? So for in the ML and data structure, in machine learning and data structure, we are going to use more this these type of sources or nuts and bolts. Next, Hugging Face. Hugging Face is the platform where nowadays it is have a more number of companies like Amazon, Facebook, and Google, Microsoft. It is similar to the GitHub. I think you all use GitHub, but GitHub is having popular in 2016, back 2016. But nowadays also it is popular. But Hugging Face is going to be have a massive impact on the employees or companies, right? This is what is Hugging Face means? Just have a glance. Collaborating on the models, database, and applications. We have more number of applications, database, and models in the Hugging Face as like GitHub. How you deploy the, or how you deploy the code to the GitHub by making repository or something called some of the processes in the GitHub. Like that, it also has particular system to have code and application models and database. And it is launched in the 2016, and its evaluation is 4 billion right now in the current valuation according to some of the sources, and it monthly visits are the 22.9 million visits per month in the Hugging Face. Nowadays common people have Instagram and TikTok like applications and some of the social media platforms, but people who are employees and top company employers, they have this as a gig base as an account because it is playing a crucial role in the upcoming days. For that purpose, you have to have a be specific on the creating your Hugging Face account and add to your LinkedIn or what are the platforms you are using, right? So you can, it contains 250K modules, 100K applications, 50K datasets right now according to some of the sources. But and it might be going to increase its numbers in the application dataset and models. And next we are going to discuss about, this is all about the Hugging Face, and next we are going to discuss about the LangChain. LangChain is a large language module application which is used to do the framework. So if you want, for example, if you have a car, you will if you have a car means you have to just from production in the manufacturing time, it will be fitted with machines and that type of what machines, and it is fitted with machines and some of the other things. Finally, to have a framework on that, or it is to prototype, or it is starting or not to check the mission, we use the some of the tools right now. Like that, here also LangChain is same, which is used to design the framework for the particular module. Right? It provides high level API, means it might be accessed easily and gives high level API, and enables applications that are data aware and agentic. Means it consists some of the applications, means large language modules application, means you just think how many applications can be involved and how it going to work at the back end, right? So this is what includes by the LangChain, and it is mainly used to build chart based applications. Like we are going to design a generative AI, it is not in a voice clone, it is in a chat based application, right? So like that, mainly LangChains are used in building chat based applications. This is what about LangChain. And next we are going to discuss about Gradio. It is an open source Python library which helps in creating interactive UI for user interface for your ML models. So why we are using Gradio only? Why not other? You can use other webs also, but why Gradio means it takes less time to create and deploy the modules to or embed the modules in the other websites. For that purpose, we are using the Gradio. That's it. You can use other browsers also. That's not matter here. And next, it is specifically designed for the generative AI models only, and this is also an advantage why we use the Gradio. And these are about the Gradio. And next we are going to create your own generative AI. Here is a time where you can have a massive some of the important of your career also. I can say it is also important for your career. So, and it is if you create a generative AI, it might be have a more impact on the interviewer and you, right? So let's create your own generative AI. Let's look a deep dive into that. Are you excited to build your own generative AI? Then without delay, let's move into that. Yes, this is your code. So if we are going to give you a Google form, which is given in the, I think, uh, just mentored message. I think it might be you will be able to receive shortly in the description. You will going to have a Google form where you have to give feedback and what made you to who made you to come for the this particular Dream-Tritech YouTube channel and have a session. Their name and their name or from where you are you visited your personally or whoever invited for you. Just give their name. It will be mentioned in the Google form. Whoever provides that particular feedback, you are going to get these. Some of the codes and notion related to that, and what are the and you will also get guidelines which are required to create your own generative AI. And wherever you anywhere you problem the anywhere you face a problem, then also for that particular purpose also you will have a Google form. You just fill where you are facing a problem, you are going to solve your query. Don't worry about wherever you face a problem, don't worry about that. We are going to have uh, solve that, we are going to solve that particular problem. If you give a feedback, you are going to get these all resources. So don't forget to give your important feedbacks in the comment section as well as in the Google form, right? Let's look this how to build your own generative AI right now. Are you excited? I think so. Without delaying, we will start now. Just follow the steps, if possible write in the book, because you might be miss any one of the step. You are going to what you are not going to get some of the information, and you will be facing a problem. So to do not make that mistakes, have some pen, or you can make in the your own systems only, or mobiles. Having some of the applications are available now to make a note. You can make note there also. First of all, first step is to just focus here. Just have a just click on file, I think I hope you are visible. My screen is visible. And then you have to what to do means save a copy in drive. Click on save a copy in drive. Then it will be creating a copy and it will be opening a new tab. So you just open a new tab. Then you have to connect something. You have to you can see here. You should connect this. It will allocate some time and it will be connected with the RAM and disk. You need some of the RAM and disk to run these type of what codes. So for that purpose it will connect to the particular RAM and disk, and you should it will not take much more time. You can see it is connected and RAM and disk is connected. After this you have to run this particular code. It will take up to 30 to 40 seconds. Don't worry. Until you will get a green tick, or it will be showing some of the timings and green tick. Until that time, you have to wait and you run the code just. And one important thing, as I mentioned, don't forget to give your feedback. Your feedback is important to have a more some of the important sessions, and like the we are going to give you an important only unique technology like this and creating. You will not get this information in the free. Wherever you go, they will ask you pay some of the fees and enter into the. But you never get these type of codes and all by in the other sessions. So we are making you without having any premium fees or charges. Have some of the knowledge and try to give your massive feedback. It might be bad or good, don't worry about it. How you would feel, that feedback you are going to give on the comment section or in the Google form. Never mind, we will not take it you as a what enemy. Don't worry about that. Give your own feedback and what you have learned in this particular session, right? So you can see here. Let's dive into the code. 37 seconds and it got right tick. Then you have to go next and run this particular code. If you need what is this code, just it is a installing of this langchain, OpenAI, Gradio, Hugging Face, some of the application as I explained back, that are going to be installed in this particular code. This is the code of that particular langchain, OpenAI, Gradio and Hugging Face sources. And now we are running. This is an uh, OS means some of the Gradio as importing some of the models from the particular that application or sources which I have discussed uh, back, right? It is, you can see 4 seconds. It is also got click. So now it is an important. You can I mentioned here how to get OpenAI API key. It's an important point to have your own API key. So to create that open API key, I have given the link there also. You can just by clicking that link you will be able to dive into this particular new tab, and here you should click. Then here OpenAI platform will opens, and you can see that already I created in today only back sometimes, because to check whether its code is correct or not I have created. But here one thing, here you might use chat GPT, then you will not get the credits, because OpenAPI provides only 5 credits for using pre API keys. So if you have used already 5 credits, then you should log in with different Google mail ID and you can create the APIs. That is not a matter. You just to check that usage, you can click on your usage. You will able to know how much you have used. See, it will show pre-trial usage 0.01 credits bar $5 credit. Like this, if you have used already 5 credits, you won't get access to the APIs. So mind that and do you create your APIs. So let's create API key. You should click on create new secret key, and you can give your own whatever name you require. It is I am giving gen AI to. So just create secret, click on create secret key, you will get a secret key. And you should don't forget to copy this. If you not copied, you are not going to able to, because it is lengthy and you are not going, it is becomes difficult to enter these particular words. For that purpose, just copy and leave this as it is, and go to copy up your particular chatbot. And next, this is an open API. As I mentioned here, open API key means wherever open API key you will see there, you just copy this secret key. Sorry, you just paste that particular secret key and run the particular code. This is for the having source from the open API. The open, how we will use ChatGPT, no? Like that, it will assess from there, from that particular API. That is what the main intention of this particular code. It will create that type of environment to have our generative AI. And just after pasting that particular code, you should paste that particular code within the colons. Don't forget this, some people do mistakes here only. Don't forget to paste that particular secret key in the double quotes. And next, you are going to run, and it will already run right now. Next, this is here, it is a template where you are getting some of the suggestions. Like you can see in the Microsoft Edge, or in the Edge AI, there you can see it gives us suggestions. Or in any chat AI, generative AIs, it will give any suggestions. Like that, it is an code for that particular suggestions. So just run the code, don't edit anything, and just run the code. So now, it is a template. You might use templates from the other transfer modules. Like I have given the reference links also here. You can check that. You will able to get the some of the other what templates, and you can use that templates also. And this is an LLM chain, large language module of the open API. So I will show that also. So this is done. You just enter on playground. You can see here GPT 3 point turbo and temperature 1. So that what we have done here in this code. So temperature 0.5, because some of the uh, systems does not support one temperature. For that purpose, we have given 0.5. If it is you can change according to your required format. And GPT is 3.5 turbo. That's what you can see here. That's what we given here. GPT 3.5 turbo. And next, this is of that. Just run the code and leave as like that. Next, this is a response from the user to define that what we have defined here. Just run that code also. And this is some I said here, no, what template which uses suggestions, that is that suggestions are defined here. You can see examples. So just run this also. Once you enter API code, we are going to have a demo here. How your generative AI is going to be look. That's a demo for this. This is a demo for that particular your app. You can see it will take some times, because we are using more number of resources. With actually, if we upgrade, it might be fast, but I am saying with the free and without paying any amount, you can create your own generative AI. For that purpose, you should have some of the patience to create your generative AI, right? So see, it is an your frame where you will get this type of chatbot, and you, if it comes, then you are set to be created in a generative AI, right? This is what just you are going to do. That's it. So just give one of the prompt. For example, mm, uh, what just say I to your first I to your generative AI, then it will suggest, hello, how can I assist you today? So I need information related to information related to AI. Ask that only. Then it will give what it will give, we will see. Sorry, I given entered a wrong prompt. So you can see that uh, it gives information like this. And if your generative AI is going to be created if you complete this step, right? If I entered some of the spelling mistakes also, it taken correctly because it knows uh, that it already is stored with that type of data also, right? So LLMs work according to given prompt. If you given accurate prompt, it will be prompts will be accurate, then giving correct or 100% related information. Actually we are not going to say it is perfect, but we are going to get that related information. Always machines are not as usual all says, machines are not perfect as like humans, right? Might be, but some we will have some of the variations, and cost effect is more, like that we will have. So this is what about your generative AI. So it is demo, just a demo. So now you have to publish this to your family, friends, right now. So then what we should do, just you should publish your this particular code to your Hugging Face. You can publish to this to the GitHub, but I will not suggest this to publish GitHub, because GitHub users are less as compared to the Hugging Face nowadays. For that purpose I am suggesting you to publish in the Hugging Face. Just I will say this step also, just do that particular step. Just run this code. You will be asking that token, enter a token to login. So for that purpose you have to create an Hugging Face ID first. I will show that also. It might ask you a mail and mobile number to create an Hugging Face account, and same as it is in the open API also. There also you have to have a some of the uh, what mobile number and email, then it will be account will be created. As like that here in Hugging Face also you should create an um, account. Then you will be getting first of all you will getting this type of uh, interface. If you just click this link which is shown in the your Hugging Face token space, you just click this link, you will going to the that particular creating a token page. That link we have provided there. Just click that blue highlighted link and just create a token. uh, it might be whatever your name, you can give whatever it might be related to, it is left to you. Gen AI to I will give, but a role is to, we are not going to we are not going to read that particular, we are going to generate a text for that particular prompt, right? So for that purpose you have to select a write. What is the role? You have to select a role as a write, and create a token or a generate a token. Then you are going to this is now I generated gen AI 2. This is a token, you should copy this, and then you have to just paste here. Click on login, you will be logged in. It will be shown login successful. Then you should run the next code. Fine. Next, open Hugging Face, and you can create